So the minute I sit down and start recording some songs this morning, Nintendo decides to tweet that there will be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Normally I like short notice announcements, but not when they inconvenience me specifically. Jokes aside, let's do some predictions since we're likely to get updates for most of Nintendo's big hitters. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, check out my music channel where I'm dropping weekly songs till August like this one. This right here's your destiny, following behind me. I make it look easy, think I'm cocky, watch and see. Let me know what you're looking for in the comments, and let me know if I'm crazy or a genius for my predictions. Not even going in scripted, I've got a list and a dream. Let's go. So my first prediction is Mario Kart World will get a big free update. Lots of new knockout tours. They're gonna give us racing online without the intermissions like people have been begging for. They're gonna give us new costumes, new characters, probably just new Mario or Mario adjacent characters. Things that should have been in the game already specifically, like, I don't know, King K. Rool, Diddy Kong, Luma, and probably Teenage Pauline. I think it'll be good for all our wallets if they give us, like a big free blowout before announcing the elephant in the room, some paid DLC. Now, how they go about paid DLC for Mario Kart World, I'm not sure. Do we expand the map we already have? Do we just add another map and you click something to go over to it? Lots of people have been begging for Isle Delfino to be in Mario Kart, so now might be the time. Let us race around some galaxies, from Mario Galaxy. I'm down for that. Some more locations from Odyssey would be cool, or even Mario Wonder, 3D World, just some things that haven't really been touched. Damn, that'd be dope. I can already hear it now. Mikey, you always say Mario Kart World isn't even worth $80. Why would you want to spend more money towards it? Y'all ain't never been a hypocrite before? Well, excuse me for being the only one part of the problem. But for real, Mario Kart, y'all gotta do something. Sonic announced another year of DLC on y'all's birthday. Fight back, get up. Y'all pussy? I mean, Sega been saying Sega does what Nintendo don't. I wouldn't let that slide if I was you, I'm just saying. Now the other elephant in the room is 3D Mario. Where you been? Odyssey came out in 2017. There hasn't been a new 3D Mario game since 2017. Yes, I know, we got Bowser's Fury. That does not count. That's half of another game. Honestly, it's less than half. Now, is it time? Yes, but is it though? I feel like it's been time for a new 3D Mario game, but because Nintendo's holiday slot is surprisingly empty this year, there has to be something, and there's only a few series big enough to take that slot. We already know it isn't Pokemon, and I don't think it's going to be a specific one we'll talk about later, or the other one that we'll talk about in a bit. So, is it going to be Mario? Could be. They typically don't announce Mario games that long before they come out, so I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Next, let's talk about Fire Emblem. I think/hope we get a Fire Emblem Three Houses Nintendo Switch 2 edition to lead us into the new Fire Emblem game coming out. Now, to talk about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weaves, I'm not gonna lie, I think we're just gonna get a new trailer, we'll get its release date since it's coming out this year. Maybe that'll be like around August, September, October. Fire Emblem Engage getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition would be cool, but I'm leaning towards Three Houses being the more likely option since it seems like Fortune's Weaves is a prequel to that game. Now, let's speculate about my baby Xenoblade Chronicles. Are we getting Xenoblade Chronicles 4 announced? Or are we getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Definitive Edition so they have an excuse to charge us money for a Switch 2 edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Going by their previous pattern with the series, it's usually game expansion, Definitive Edition of older game with new content. In the last one we had Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it got DLC, and then we got Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So that makes me think Xenoblade Chronicles 4 is coming, but if they need more time on it, I could see them pivoting and being like, hey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, here you go, 4K 60, a little bit of new stuff, maybe an actual post-game, please, because I really want to see Pyra, Rex, and Mithras babies. Mithras babies specifically, because we know Rex and Pyra's and Rex and Nia's, so like, are we ever gonna meet Mithra Child? I hope so. Or what if they throw us a curveball and we get Xenoblade Chronicles Warriors? That way they can just put everything together and honestly give us kind of what people were expecting for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at first, just being able to play as every character throughout the series. They're putting some either non-canon or alternate universe scenario where everybody's together fighting hordes of, whatever's going on. I would be so down for that because I want to play as all my babies from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 again. And I'd love more with the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 cast. Zelda's the next series I want to talk about. I think the easy thing to do is give us Nintendo Switch 2 editions of the Wii U versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. You know, just to establish Zelda on the system while we wait for the next game. And the next big game is probably either that, turn your ears off if you don't like leaks and rumors. I hate them too, but unfortunately people just talk, so I know them. That Ocarina of Time remake, or maybe that was a lie and they're actually working on the next Zelda game. Tears of the Kingdom came out a while ago. What was that, 2021? 2022? It was 2022. So I don't think it's out of the possibility. It might be a little too soon because they said they want open world to be, you know, the basis of Zelda for a good while. So I'm kind of expecting 6+ years between each 3D Zelda game from now on. That's one of the games I do think could be this year's holiday title though. If the Ocarina of Time remake is true, I could totally see that being it. I am praying for a Tomodachi Life Living the Dream update. It just needs a couple more things to keep, you know, my interest in the game. So I'm looking for that, yeah. I don't think Pokemon will have much of a presence here because they like to do their own thing. But I would like to see a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, come on y'all. Give your best game the best treatment, please. No more 30 frames per second, and even though it's not like glitchy or messed up like Scarlet and Violet was, I think it would really benefit from that because it's an amazing game, just kinda ugly. And we'll get either a small or no update on Winds and Waves, just like a, oh hey, development's going smoothly, bye. Next, I think the entire Kingdom Hearts series will no longer just be only available through the cloud or whatever they had it on Switch. Now they'll have actual native ports of the entire Kingdom Hearts series on the Switch 2. And maybe, please, I'm begging with everything in my heart, we'll get a teaser of Kingdom Hearts 4, or just be like, Kingdom Hearts 4 will also be on the Nintendo Switch 2, just so I can have confirmation and hope that it still exists. Now, on to the upcoming birthday boy. I think we're gonna get a Sonic Frontiers Switch 2 edition because that's what that leaked, rumored Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition has been this whole time. Hopefully, they show us the Sonic Pico Park on Switch, just so we know, hey, it's not just on PC. And Kirby and Bandana Waddle-Dee are definitely gonna be announced for Crossworlds. Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Speaking of Kirby, I could see him showing up because next year is Kirby's 35th anniversary, so they might want to tease the next game coming out next year. Whether it's 2D or 3D, I don't know. We haven't gotten a new 2D Kirby game in a long time. But it's also been a long time since Forgotten Land came out. You know, it just got DLC last year. And given Forgotten Land sales, I wouldn't be surprised if 3D is now the priority, but, you know, I'd like to be surprised. Whatever we get with Kirby is always a good time, so here for the ride. Oh yeah, Switch 2 edition of Star Allies would be cool. And the last game I want to talk about, and probably the biggest game we could talk about, is Smash Bros. 6. It definitely feels like it could be time for it to be announced. Either the big game this year and next year has to be, one has to be 3D Mario, the other has to be Smash Bros. Yeah, Zelda can sit up there with them, but it ain't them. Because of how fast Kirby Air Riders came out, in my head believe they were like, okay, Kirby Air Riders has to be done by 2025, so Sakurai can be all hands on deck for the next Smash Bros. Game. Like, they're probably working on both at the same time, but he had his focus in Kirby first, then went all hands on deck to Smash when that concluded development. Now, are they far enough along for that to be coming out this year? I could not tell you, but I like to be happy, I like to be hopeful, so let's see what kind of surprises they have. But it's either gets announced this year and then they go radio silent until next year because that's when it's coming out, or it's like, boom, coming out November, December 2026, and we all lose our shit. And that's about all I got for predictions. Everything I said is definitely gonna happen, even if it contradicts something else and doesn't make sense. Yep, you heard it here first, it's going to happen. You know what else is gonna happen? Kid Icarus Uprising on the Switch 2. Yup, had to throw that in there. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think is gonna happen. Check out my other channel, all my links in the description, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye y'all.